Well, good morning, Randy T-Bird out here in Arizona. May 30th. It's about 7:30 in the morning, and I'm getting out while the air is still reasonably cool. It's hit the hundreds now, and it's going to be that way from here out. We occasionally will get a day in the 90s at this time of year, but not now. It's summer. Memorial Day is usually the beginning of the heat, so here we are. Hope you're all having a good holiday weekend. You're getting out on your bikes and having a good time. We're getting together with family and friends and barbecue, and I know that's my plans for tomorrow, is to get an early morning ride and then back and throw something on the barbecue and drink some beer and just kind of relax. It's been crazy at work lately, and I really needed the extra day, so that's feeling good. The big news is my channel hit 500 subscribers this week. Actually happened earlier this week, but you know how it was 500, as soon as you say it, it'll drop down to 499, so I waited a couple days and watched it go up from 500 to 501 and 500 to 501 and 501 back to 500 and whatever, and so I had to wait 3 or 4 days to make sure that I'm still 500. So I appreciate all of you subscribers that have taken the time to press that button and look at my content. I realize I may not be the most exciting person in the world, but I do love motorcycles, and I think we all have that in common. And I love riding them. I love tinkering with them. Honestly, I think I like working on them and customizing them, I think, almost as much as riding them. But you got to have them the way that you like them. Customizing is part of the Harley-Davidson thing. I don't know anybody that leaves their bike completely stock for very long, and it is one of the pleasures of my life, and I've always enjoyed it. I've been riding Harley-Davidson since 1974, when this fuzzy-faced kid went out and bought a 73 Sportster, which was a real beast of a machine. It was, as a late friend of mine called them, agricultural. And it certainly was, but it was awesome. That bike would shake the filament out of the headlight if you ran it hard. It would throw the brushes back in the generator, and then you'd have to take the end of the generator off and push them back in. It had its foibles. It was very, very old style Harley-Davidson. It had a points and a regulator, voltage regulator, and it had a Bendix carburetor with the old Deadman throttle, the solid throttle cable that ran through the handlebars, the 2-piece handlebars. The brakes were merely a suggestion or an elaborate way of turning on your brake light switch. It would lock up the rear brake. And the front brake was one of those banana calipers. I don't know if you remember those, if you've been riding for a while. You could squeeze with 4 fingers and lean, pull back on the bars, and still it would just kind of slow you down. It wouldn't really stop you. But it was an interesting motorcycle, an interesting way to get started. And I rode that bike for a couple of years, and actually went back to Triumph, and I had bought an X75 Hurricane, which any of you know, classic bikes is a very rare bike, and I had wanted one ever since I'd seen them new in the showrooms back in those days. And sexiest sounding motorcycle I have ever. Wow, we got some debris on the freeway here. Wow, it's all over the place. Somebody has dropped some boxes. I don't know what this stuff is. Plastic, paper, whatever. Paper or plastic? Don't they say that in the stores? It looks like it's just paper. No hard debris. Anyway, that took me off subject. But that X75 Hurricane was a very, very I hate to say it, shoddily built motorcycle, and I had all sorts of problems with it. Rode it for quite a while, and I happened to be at the old Buddy Stubbs Harley Davidson with a friend of mine who was getting parts for his Sportster. And Buddy was not known for his congeniality. And in fact, many times that I'd been to Stubbs Harley Davidson, this is their old shop down on McDowell Road in Phoenix, Arizona. Back in my old neighborhood, actually. Buddy got up out of his chair and came out and he says, "Do you want to sell that bike?" And I said, "Well, you know, I just got it. I just restored it." And he says, "Well," he says, "you look around," he says, "I'll make you a great deal on anything in this room," he says, "if you want to sell that bike." Well, needless to say, about 45 minutes later, I ended up rolling out with a 77 Sportster, and my payments were insane. I think they were $51 a month. Now, this was 1978, I think it was, and you know, $51 a month didn't seem like a lot. Now, back then, it had its equivalency. So they definitely changed my life. That bike, while it was great to ride, it had its problems too. I had non-stop electrical problems with that bike. Generators, regulators, oh my god. But you know what, I rode the snot out of that bike for several years and fixed it all the time, and it was fixed up pretty nice before it was all said and done. Again, back to the theme that you gotta customize your Harley Davidsons. Guy on a Beamer. But anyway, gorgeous morning. Skies are clear. Freeway is light. It's just one of those gorgeous mornings in the early summer, and pretty soon it will be warm again in the mornings, but that's okay. That's our penance to pay for the beautiful mild winters that we have here. I have noticed the Harley dealers here. I was over there yesterday participating in one of their free food events that they have on every Saturday, and we, you know, go visit my money over there, and noticed that they had hardly any Dynas, or not, I'm saying Dynas, but Softails left. They're selling them like crazy. Everybody that's got a Pan America to sell has sold that, and people are, I've noticed, watching on the Instagram and YouTube, people are buying them. So as few as there are out there for sale right now are snapping them up. So looks like that's going to be successful. I really hope it does well. One of the sad things, I guess the Sportster is going away next year, but I'm interested to see what is going to replace them. It's going to have to be a big deal because Sportsters are an icon. You know, Sportsters are what they are, but I've had a few of them, and they definitely have a charm of their own. And the McDowell Mountains out there, looking good this morning. Riding out the 202 this morning. I think I'm going to take McDowell Road today. Just another beautiful one. I did some changes to my helmet to adapt it to the, I had it set up for my Hero 8, which the microphone adapter plugs into the other side of the Hero 8, and I had to rewire my helmet to use the Hero 7. I honestly have not been that impressed with the Hero 8. Yes, the stabilization is awesome, but it's not a huge improvement, I don't think, over the 7. And the 7s are awesome, and I hope to get another one before they run out of selling them, because it is an absolute workhorse, and it has done everything for me that I wanted it to do. I haven't done much 4K video because it just makes the files so huge, and but anyway, you know, I've got the Hero 8 and I've got some other plans for it, but I do think I will get another 7 just to back up my original 7 because they are such great cameras. And I've read some reviews where people are bagging on them, said they've had problems with mine. Well, I guess you can have problems with anything. And, you know, altogether you can have problems with just any device, and some people get a bad one, some people don't. I've had good luck so far, and mine have been great. So. Anyway, this is Randy T-Bird. I'm just getting started this morning, so I thought I'm gonna append this video here later, but stay tuned, I'll be back. Hey, it's Randy T-Bird back here on Sunday morning, May 30th, 2021. I'm just taking a little ride down the Bush Highway here. Goes down past the lake. I did see a ominous looking sign that said expect road closures ahead, so I don't know how far I'm going to be able to get. But we'll see how that goes. At least probably get as far as the lake. It is Memorial Day weekend after all, and so people do tend to get into the recreation aspects of life out here out in the desert. So the lakes, the rivers, the forests are all pretty busy. Beautiful down through the canyons here. A lot of traffic coming up from the Bush Highway from the south, so I don't know if people are turning around or they're coming up from the East Mesa area, but a lot more traffic than normal out here. So, gotta be careful. Still a beautiful morning, starting to get a little warm. Not too bad, probably in the high 80s right now. Last night at 10 o'clock it was 96 degrees in central Phoenix, so it's still pretty warm for nighttime. I live in Mesa, so it's probably a little bit less. That mountain out there at about the 11 o'clock position, there's a little spire in the mountain there. That is called Weaver's Needle. The rest of the mountains, part of the Superstition Range, and then the other hills out there, I'm not really sure. Not really sure about. Man, I had an itchy nose. It is allergy season out here. Pretty soon it gets so hot it'll kill anything that's blooming, so that'll end. It's another sign. Do not stop. Butcher Jones Beach full. Yep. Definitely full out here on a holiday weekend. Boy, they got all kinds of DUI task force, incident response. There could have been an unfortunate incident down at the beach. It seems like out here at the river every holiday weekend in the summer they have problems with people drowning or people having accidents. Gotta be careful, people. That's a great view. Different angle on some of the familiar mountains. I haven't taken the Bush Highway down all the way for quite a while. Usually on the weekends it's kind of crowded, especially in the summer when the river's running and the tubers are down here. By tubers I don't mean potatoes, I mean people that get and ride the lower Salt River in the inner tubes. Depending on the water flow that's right down from the dam up here, they let water out. Lots of barricades. Gotta wonder what's going on. Parking lot's full, lake is full, probably. Yeah, it's getting pretty filled up here, I think. Coming up out from the lake area. Try to catch a quick glimpse of the lake. I may end up circling back around to the highway here, depending on the conditions down here. Beautiful Sonoran Desert around here. Love the looks of saguaros. That one doesn't look too healthy. But the canyon here around where the river flows through is pretty impressive. Down the old usury highway here. Ooh, some slow speed turns. This is awesome down here. "10-mile-an-hour marked turn." I guess if you're going to drive this road, you need to do it before the drunks get out. It's still early in the morning. There's been a history of people imbibing, whichever word is correct there. When they go out and party on the river, they get a bunch of tubes and they bring their coolers and their radios. And Saguaro Lake Ranch. That's interesting. Permit area. Everything's got to have a permit these days. Now we're getting into the crowds here. This is where the drop-off points for the tubing. No campfire, no shooting, no smoking. Well, I don't think I'm going to be doing any shooting, and I don't smoke, so no campfires either. Yep, busy, busy. Boy, heavy authorities presence here. Horse crossing. There are wild horses out here on the river, and in this area, ones that have been either escaped from people out here, or horses that have just multi-generations have grown up wild out here. I know there's a fairly big population of them. If you come out here real early in the morning, you really got to watch for animals out here in the Usury Pass area. It's still great to see this time of year with the desert's still pretty green and the cactuses are blooming. It's very impressive to me. There's one of the buses. They you can get a pass, and you can park in a parking lot down at the south end of the river where it's navigable, or whatever you want to call it. And they have a bus thing. You pay so much and it takes you up to the upper end with your tubes. You can rent tubes, and then you float down and they take you back to your vehicles. And that's the way to do it. You know, otherwise you got to bring multiple people and park at either end so that you can all pile in the car and get back, because it is a bit of a hike back up the hill. Can't see the river from here. There's another one of those buses out ahead of us, so they're headed down on the return trip, it looks like. 35 miles an hour. I should probably slow down. It's been a long time since I've done the river trip myself. I don't need that kind of sunburn anymore. Hey, dude. This is a gathering area right here. It's been a very long time since I've ever. Kind of a little park. Looks like they've improved it quite a bit over time. And I believe this is the Blue Point Bridge. This is part of the, well, there's the river, the Lower Salt River. Some beaches down there. Then I believe that's the end of where we're going to see the river for a while. Maybe not, maybe not. That bus is still going south, southeast, southwest. Hell, I don't know. You get all turned around. We're on the other side of Red Mountain. As you can see it, normally you see it coming up the Beeline Highway, the Highway 87, and it's over there. Anyway, this is Randy T-Bird out here in Arizona. Memorial Day weekend. I hope you're all having a good time. And again, I hit 500 subscribers this weekend. I'm very proud of that, and I'm very thankful to all of you who have taken the time to watch my videos and subscribe and tell friends and share my videos. It's awesome. It's humbling even that there's that many people that will look at my stuff, and you know, it's only a small percentage is family. So anyway, I sure appreciate it. This is Randy T-Bird out here in Arizona, signing off. Until the next time, y'all take care.